time, but I'm getting there. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Luren. And I watched some videos, some talks on immersion on YouTube where you were participating in Spanish immersion. And that's great. Great to know that there are more people involved in that. So, for finish this part, hello guys. For those who don't know me, my name is Christian Jimenez. Hello people who follow us on YouTube. We are on YouTube now. We are here with Jimenez and Lurian for a new English immersion. And about my presentation, so I am 37 years old. I am from Bolivia.
Oi,
I'm here just as a student. I am here just for guiding and leading the conversation. That's it's something important about the platform. And as I already said, today we're going to talk about laughing across languages. It is because I watched a video about a YouTuber who shared how we can learn, or in that video, he was explaining different parts of grammar that was from jokes. So it was kind of interesting. So that's why I brought this subject today for to the table. So let's start with the first question. Lurian, what makes you what makes a joke funny for you?
For me, I think a joke is funny when you are in the in the in the middle of a group of friends or your family, and someone try to say something funny, like make a joke, but in the same time it's a joke, but you try to respect people, you don't offense a lot someone. So of course, like, there are a lot of jokes about when you talk about the personality and about the physical quality of someone, you know and maybe in the moment people will just laugh, but in the deep, who is about the joke is about someone, this one will be really affected, in my opinion. So for me, it's funny when it's the situation for everyone is
Fábio,
funny. It's
Fábio,
not
cara.
just for one. Like, for me, it's like that.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I believe that a joke is good when everybody is laughing and nobody is offended with that, you know. On the other hand, there are different kind of humor, and I believe that black humor is something that have become like common nowadays. But in this case, I would like to know from you, Jimenez, what do you think about the question number one? What makes a joke funny for you?
Um, Funny, it depends of the context, depend of the people, and for funny, don't have need a joke, but linguistic figures for can be used for make a joke, but satyrs. Do you know satire? And the college we study quadrinhos. Quadrinhos is cartoon, and is is funny, but is not a joke. But is so happy, and the cartoons have a criticism, and is very intelligent, created the cartoon, and for me it's very joke, but I totally agree with Florian. The joke cannot be offensive for the other peoples, because it's not good, it's not funny.
Yeah, something interesting that you mentioned is that we can combine humor with intelligence with something smart. And from my view is as well, those are kind of jokes or memes as well that I love reading when there is that combination. So let's move on to the question number two. Let me see here. Uh, I believe I closed my questions here. Okay. The question number two. Do you think humor is universal or culture specific? Why? So, as far as I'm concerned, I believe that humor is part of our identity as human beings. So, as a result, I would say that it's something universal. Obviously, as we mentioned it, there are different kind of humor. Perhaps for some people, for some culture, something is funny, and for others it is not, and vice versa. So I believe that it's the context is different for every single culture, for every single country. However, humor is in all of us, in as human beings. That's my point of view. Jimenez, what do you think about it? I believe that Jimenez is not here. So, Lurian, what do you think about it?
I agree with you, Christian. I think when we talk about humor, we talk about culture too, because the personality of the culture is important. If you are more open, closet, if like all the time we said in Brazil, people are really like really like to memes and jokes because of that. But I can see in other cultures they are so formal that we don't have space to do that, you know. Of course they can find a way to laugh and to make a joke, but it's not in the same way, or maybe not with the same content, you know. So here in Brazil normally we said like we make a joke with how can I say, sometimes with the bad things in our life, you know. And maybe the other culture this is just like so absurd that it's not possible. So it's universal when you think about the power of laughing, the power of make a joke, you know, to try to use like the humor for a good thing. But I don't think the contact is the same like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. And something that you mentioned it about, I believe that it's that something that I believe that is the core of the memes nowadays, that it's creating humor based on our in our suffering. So that's why memes became so popular from my view. It's something really interesting. I'm not sure who created it or who had the creativity to make the first meme, but it became something like it's part of our society nowadays. So that's it about the question number two. Jimenez, what do you think about it? Do you think that humor is universal or cultural specific?
The culture is specific because uh, uh, some joke is universal, but I believe is culture specific because when you watch the movie, the comedy movie, uh, without don't translate it. The original movie is not is very bad. It's not funny, and the a dublagem brasileira é muito boa. Porque, the movie is very bad, but when translated is very good, very funny.
Yeah, and we will get that point that is about the language. Something similar happened to me when I didn't know how to speak, or at least when I couldn't understand English. But nowadays that I'm more like immersed in this word, I believe that the jokes were really good. The problem was me who was not able to understand the real joke. And sometimes when movies or series are translated to our local language, in this case Portuguese for you and Spanish for me, it's kind of sometimes impossible to transmit the same message or convey the same humor through translation. That's why sometimes a joke is really good just in one language. But yeah, it's something, from my view, it's something that is interesting as well, related to the language learning. Thank you so much, Jimenez. Let's move on to the question number three. What types of, what types of jokes do you enjoy the most? Wordplay, dark humor, slapstick, tick. I don't know this one. Jimenez, what about you? What do you think about this?
I prefer play because in general um, the construction the build is very good and the very hard to maintain this line. For me, it's the best of the humor. I like this.
Got it. Thank you so much. In my case, I was thinking about memes, but I believe that memes is part of wordplay as well. I'm not sure. I don't know why memes is not here in this list, but I will choose memes. Something about memes as well is that it can become something like dark humor. It depends on what is the purpose of the meme or which people or which kind of society the meme has wants to aim. So yeah, but in general, I really love memes. I would like to know from you, Lurian, what do you think about it? What is your favorite kind of jokes you
Yeah,
enjoy the
since
most?
since you add like memes here, I think it's memes. And wordplay I like too, like I didn't know about these words. Thank you, Christian, for this immersion because normally I just call everything like jokes in general. Dark, yes, I know this word, but I don't like dark humor normally. So wordplay I really like, and normally I do this all the time. Like I try to change the meaning of a word just to make fun. So this is nice, and memes is really nice. For me, it's really interesting. Like sometimes the situation just happen right now, and someone already create a meme. It's ready just for everyone. So it's really nice. I enjoy a lot.
Yeah, that's true. And the best part of that is that there are some sites that are free where you can create your own meme without paying any money. And it's like really easy. I use some of them to create those for my page. Yeah, and yeah, and I believe that the most interesting that is that there is an image where you can transmit that joke or that kind of humor, and this is the best thing in the world. Something as well that I wanted to add is that I learn languages from memes as well because sometimes I am scrolling, and there appears a meme that I already read in English, for example. But in this case, the meme is the same but in Italian, so I can do that kind of association. So it's a good way for learning as well. Obviously, it's not the best, but it's a good way as well. Let's move on to the question number 4. Jimenez, I want to start with you again. Can you think of a joke that only works in your native language? Why? Why doesn't it translate well? It's something I mentioned at the beginning. Do you have some in mind?
Um, it's hard. Uh, I don't know. It's different. The language is different. Different ways, different significado, and this this funny when you translate for another language, and some language doesn't the same sound, the same significado in other language, and it's not good for translate. And it's happened not only with joke, but happen the translation of books. In Brazil, we have Machado de Assis. The best author with uh, maior autor em vendas e em publicação, traduzido em maior número de países. And my cousin study a lot Machado de Assis, and uh, she had a lot of papers uh, when Machado de Assis is not understanding English in Germany. It's common, and for this reason, I think translate joke is not easy to.
Okay, it's a really tricky question as well. I was thinking about a joke. I was really into jokes when I was younger, but nowadays I don't know them anymore. I don't try to like memorize them. But something I was thinking, or a joke that couldn't be translated to English, for example, or to another language in Spanish. It's this one. I'm not sure if you are gonna understand, but the joke goes like this. How do you say shoot, that shooting a gun, for example, in Arabic? That would be in Spanish, ¿cómo dirías disparar en árabe? And the joke is ahí va la bala. That in ahí va la bala, that sounds like Arabic or something like that, but in Spanish, if I translate that part of Spanish to English, it would go like this: there goes the bullet. Ahí va la bala. So it could be impossible to translate it to English in this case, or even in Portuguese.
Mhm.
Uh, it was something I want to share. Do you want to say something, Jimenez?
Yes, it is in this way. I have
Uh-huh.
many jokes don't can understand with translate because it have a regionalism. Como como diz Espanha? Hey, it's hard.
Okay, thank you so much, Jimenez. What about you, Lurian? Did you find some?
Yes, I was searching here. Thank you, because I'm the last one. So I think the most of jokes is about the word, right? Because you use like the way. So there is a way when you want to sell something for someone, you call like promotion. The name in Portuguese is like promoção. So we have a promotion for you. We have a promotion for you. But moção is a kind of man. So we have a
Hmm.
promoção and we have a promocinha também
Ah,
para mocinha também. Esse
got it.
promoção e pra mocinha, para esquecer. Se ele passou. Não, eu tô falando. Sorry, I was speaking
French is
French.
coming.
Sorry. It's so natural for me now. I like this, just the words just came, but it's really hard. Sorry. So, you want to sell something, promoção, like for a man. I know, but we can sell for a woman too. So, pra mocinha. And,
Yes, yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good one. For
yes.
example, it was good that you explained me right now because perhaps I will hear that joke, but now I will understand. It's good to know.
Yes, yes. No, promoção.
Uh-huh.
Normally people say that in Portuguese, like when you,
Hmm.
promoção. Mas tem pra mocinha também. É.
Got it. Thank you so much, Dorian. Let's move on to the question number 5. I want to continue with you, Lorian. Why do some jokes lose their humor when translated into another language? Well, I believe that is related to the last one, but what do you think about it?
Yes, I think it's about intonation. The way you speak, your accent, the intonation counts a lot for me when we are saying something about a joke, and maybe because of the words, because of the meaning of the words, like you said, the sound, the sound of a phrase, sentence can be totally different. And in Portuguese, we have others, it's just because when you just ask like that, it's hard to remember. But we have a lot of wordplay, trocadilhos, and that we want to say something and it's just the other thing, but just the meaning is just can be understandable in the language, you know. It's a curiosity, since I am in a relationship with someone else who is from another country. Some jokes I need to explain all the time because of that, because I, oh, this is a joke, and he cannot understand. So I try to explain for him understand better, and it's the same for him when he has a joke and he needs to give me some context, you know, because I cannot understand.
I would like to ask something that is not related to the question, but that you already that now that you already mentioned it, that you have the relationship with your boyfriend who is French. Do you think that French people have a good humor sense?
No, no, Nicolas, he is much more like funny here in Brazil. He love more about the jokes, you know. Of course, when you have a group of friends, you have internal jokes, you know, things about
Mhm.
yourself. But in general, like I have so much more to share with him than he has to share with me. You know, so I think we have more.
Okay, so I believe that Jimenez left our reunion. I don't know why, but we can continue just with you and me. Now let's read the question number 6. Well, I believe that I didn't respond the question number 5. Yeah, from my view, as you said, it's about the slang. It's about the pronunciation as well, and sometimes as well it's part of the culture. So it's impossible to translate all of the jokes to another language. I believe that there are some that are kind of generic, so those are possible. But if it's something just related really, really deeply to the nation or to a specific region, it's kind of difficult. So obviously, as a result, the joke will lose the sense, the humor in that transition. Okay, that's my point of view. Let's move on to the question number 6. Lurian, do you believe that understanding jokes in a foreign language shows a high level of language proficiency? Why or why not? That's a good one.
Yes, I think it shows to you that you are getting there, you know, because you understanding the second meaning of the words. Like here, sometimes we have a second, third meaning for the same thing, you know. So if you can understand this aspect of the sentence, which means you are getting there, you understand more than the how the name for this the normal translate, you know, you understand something else. So I think it's a sign that you are being more proficient. What do you think?
I completely agree. As a matter of fact, every single time that I get a joke in English, I feel really happy because, as you said, it's not just about getting the meaning of the words. It's getting really the context, and with that, laugh from this. And when you get that level, I believe that it's because you are almost there. And the same happens in Portuguese because here in Portuguese, you really love to make jokes in any single context. It's something that I love from Brazilian people. And yeah, but in my case, I believe that it's easier to get Brazilian jokes. It depends as well if it includes a lot of slangs or regional things. Perhaps I don't get, I won't get them. But if like a general thing about Brazil or something like that, yeah, it's not that difficult. But in English, yeah, it's harder from my view. Yeah, that's it. Let's move on to the question number 7. Uh, have you ever misunderstood a joke in another language? What happened? Do you remember any situation like that, Florian?
This I don't remember right now. Misunderstand the joke. No, I cannot remember. Maybe I will try to think more. No, 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 no. I remember some. It was not a joke, but I remember in French you have. It's not really a joke, but it's a kind of it's a blag. that you have two words for the same thing, that is a pão au chocolat and chocolatine. It's a kind of croissant but with chocolate. In the north of France, people say pão au chocolat, and in the south they said chocolatine. It's a kind of biscoito ou bolacha here in Brazil. And I remember someone asking me what I prefer, and I said chocolatine. But they are asking me about this, about this joke about between pão au chocolat and chocolatine. And I didn't understand because for me, it's the same. Like chocolatine is chocolatine. And after Nicholas, when I was with my boyfriend, he explained me about this fight between North and South of France. So I just understand like 2 years after, But in the moment someone asked me, I just said, "Oh, I want chocolatine," but I'm not support South of France. I don't think it's chocolatine. I just said chocolatine. So this is something I can remember now.
I was thinking about one moment that I misunderstood. I believe that there were several moments, even more that I am living here in Brazil. Uh, and it feels like weird when you don't get the joke and everybody in the table is laughing, but you don't because you didn't get that. But misunderstood, I'm not sure. I didn't understand, yeah, there were several times, but I misunderstood, I'm not sure. Perhaps during the conversation, I will remember one situation or one experience like that. So, but and at this moment, I don't remember. Um, so let's move on to the question number. Why is this question number 8, if I am not wrong? Yeah. Do you think humor is important in learning a new language? How can it help? From my view, yeah, it's important because learning it doesn't need to be like serious all of the time or something painful. So from my view, for example, as I already said, I love reading memes. So when I have a like 5 or 10 free minutes, I know to try to do that, but obviously on my social media, I am subscribed to different pages. Which share this kind of content. So when I need to just like have a rest, take a rest in my job from the things that I normally do, I love reading memes. And as I already said, I sometimes or most of the time I learn something new from it, or perhaps I fix some information, or perhaps a word that I didn't see for so long, because when you are learning a new language, there are, or even in your mother tongue, there will be a lot of words that you won't use in your daily basis. It's something normal, and it's even harder for when it's your second or your third language. So if you see that word in a meme that you haven't seen for so long, it's a good moment to remember it. So yeah, it's the way that I normally use humor, memes in this case, to practice languages. And what about you, Lurian? What do you think about it?
I really think humor, jokes is a part of the language, right? Language is not just the word, the vocabulary, is to understand and understand the others and to be understood. So, in my opinion, it's a part of. So you need to try to learn something, So I follow some channels that teach something and maybe do like I really like the word like now trocadilhos, wordplay. The wordplay, they just try to, oh, there is another meaning for this, it's not just this. Like even the the easy things in English, that is bitch and bitch, we can, oh, be careful about that because you can say shit or shit, all these, so it's a part of the language. So when we study a language, you don't study just the vocabulary, just like you are not a robot. So if you want to be fluent, if you want to understand more about the culture, about the internal part of the language, I think humor is a part of, and can help you to socialize more, because with a joke you can socialize more, so can help you in the process. Like that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we will do a lot of those mistakes that it's like mispronouncing some words that the meaning will be so different. And that happened to me so much when I came here to Brazil, and I believe that happened as well in English and as well in French. So something that we have to get used to don't to don't get
Yes,
embarrassed for that, or to don't get it too hard, or don't get unmotivated for making those kind of mistakes.
yes, yes, I
Uh,
agree.
s- Thank you so much, Durian, for bringing up your insights. Let's move on to the question number 9. I want to start with you. Oh, we are almost finishing our in today's immersion. What are some cultural elements that make jokes difficult to understand for language learners? What do you think about it?
I think maybe we are we are uh, talking about like other culture, right? So you need to understand sometime the accent of people, and maybe you need to understand the history behind, the past. Like we have a lot of jokes that is made with the history about the culture, about the country. So if you don't know the history, how will you understand the joke, in my opinion? So like I know I can say about French. I know in French people are really like patriotic, they really respect the flag. They want to put the French like in the beginning, like a superpower, like that. Because historically they are a country who won a lot of battles, they went to the war and something like that. In Brazil we don't have this history. It's totally different. We have a joke here in Brazil about Portugal, because when they came and they discover, in quotes, okay, in quotes, they discover Brazil, they took all the gold to to Portugal, So all the time we said, "Oh, give our gold back, give our gold back." How you can understand this if you don't understand the history of Brazil, the history of the people here? So I think it's more about that, like some jokes, it looks like you need to penetrate, you need to understand deeply uh, the culture, the all the history, and because you have some deep context. It's like that.
I completely agree. I believe that it's the most difficult part when there is a joke that is referred or is regarding a cultural part of a country. You have to you understand the context. Otherwise, you won't get that joke. So yeah, I believe that it's something that happens, and it's something that you will learn just with time. The more that you immerse more in the language, in the culture, the more that you will get those kind of jokes. Yeah, that's why it's sometimes difficult for those who are not native, or perhaps they are not from a specific place, to get the jokes of that that place, that city, that country. Let's move to our last question. I don't know why, but this immersion was really uh, quickly. I'm not sure if that is the right word, but we did it so quickly. But it's okay. Let's move on to the last question. Can someone truly appreciate the humor of a culture without knowing its language well? Why or why not? From my view, it's not possible. I believe that you need to have a good level, or a little, or at least intermediate level of that language to start getting the jokes. And even more if one kind of humor includes cultural things, as we mentioned it will be even harder for someone who don't know firstly the language and secondly the culture. So from my view, it's not possible to get um, to get the jokes without that information. And what about Julian? What do you think about it?
I agree. I think you need to understand the culture. You need to understand a little, at least, to appreciate. Unless you heard a joke and you just cannot laugh because it's hard to understand. Of course, if you are a good translator, there are some jokes. Sometimes I realize that with French I said something to Nicholas, and when I translate, it's the same meaning. You have this in French too. I have it. No, but it's the same meaning, so we can understand what means. But it's not so common. So to understand like completely, I think it's nice to appreciate completely. I think it's nice to understand a little more, knowing more the language, and of course, it's a progress. So you know the language, you know more jokes, and vice versa.
That's it. We finish our today's question. I don't know if you have additional as well additional question, doubts about it, Julian. I believe that I can close our immersion on YouTube. Bye bye
Yeah.
YouTube. We finished it. Hope to see you the next Friday. So
Bye
let
bye.
me